What's it about? Let's see if we have anyone with us yet. Chubbs, what is up, brother? Can you hear me, bro? I have my microphone turned in. Can you guys hear me okay? Yes, sir. All right. How's you guys' how's your Tuesday going? What's up, Dokisor 101? Welcome back to the stream. So we're gonna call this, guys, the well, first of all, can you hear me good? Like it's crystal clear. We're gonna start calling these the like episodes, right? You know how Joe Rogan has an episode. Yeah. Trying to do the same thing. Hopefully, get as big as Homeboy. A lot of texting related stuff happened today. You know, stuff that needs to be talked about. Stuff that people. I'm upset. Not really upset, but I mean, we'll get into it later. You know, going back to our conversations we had, right? We just found out that there's probably going to be little to no preseason games, or you know, we've seen people say there's going to be no preseason games at all. And if that's the case, then you know we've heard Bill O'Brien said it himself that this is not a year for rookies. This is going to be a year for veterans. So, the question is the roster complete yet? I hope it's not because I don't feel really too good about the defensive side of the ball. Um, you know, primarily the defensive line. I think you need to add somebody else there. You know, people have talked about Snacks Harrison. They've talked. I think Gerardo has brought up. He has brought up Marcel Darius. Um, you know, Everson Griffin is still out there, who I think that the Houston Texans should definitely, you know, jump on. I heard that the Houston Texans were actually excited, not excited, but we're trying to get him. Um, you know, I think the linebacking core is set with Bernard McKinney, Zach Cunningham, and Dylan Cole, Peter Colombaye. The thing about Ross Blacklock is going to have a golden rookie season. Well, you would hope so, right? You know, I think that you know, like you guys know, I was right on the Ross Blacklock pick. You know, I put it as my final. That's who we're gonna get. That's who we're gonna get at 40. And little did we know we got him. And Ross Blacklock is somebody who's gonna be very good against the run off the bat. His pass rushing skills do need a little bit of help. But can you imagine if he develops not only into a run stopping demon, but somebody who could put pressure on the quarterback? He has a lot to live up to. You know, the fact that DJ Reader is gone. What is up, Darren? Welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. 11 deep. You know, so far. I hope you guys are having a blessed Tuesday. It was very hot today, but you know, going back to what I'm saying, I really want the. He said his Madden rating 21 is who said that? But going back to the defensive line, man. What is up, Louis? Everson Griffin is somebody who I think the Houston Texans need to get now. And I don't know what's you know, what's the hold up. You know, like we know these things take times. We know the Laremy Tunsil trade took a couple months. We know, but you know, the one thing that we do know is that the Houston Texans are trying to improve this team. And that's what you want, right? Because say they don't get these free agents. I just want to know that they tried. That's all I want to know. Because I'd rather have a team who tries to get players and they can't get them rather than, hey, you know, we just thought we wouldn't have a chance. Are you sure? And why I like Everson Griffin so much is because he had almost 9 sacks this year. I think he had 9. Very good against the run. You know, and he's a leader, and that's something that you want for this Houston Texans defense. Because God forbid, if J.J. Watt goes down, we've seen how this defense gets. We see that this defense is not good at all. You know, they were running all over on us. They were throwing all over on us. You know, I'm not saying Everson Griffin will change that if Watt's there, but he will definitely help. What is up, Josh? What is up, Cameron? Welcome, guys, to the stream. We are 12 deep, boys. You know, I wasn't expecting to go live today, but you know, things happen. The next couple days are going to be a little bit rough, but we're going to try to keep on keeping on, like Joe Dirt says it himself. But going on to this defense, one person who a lot of people are very excited about is Jacob Martin. And we heard Texans thoughts talk about Jacob Martin so much. He's Jacob Martin's, number one fan. I'm actually excited for Jacob Martin. When we drafted him, a lot of people were like, why would you get this guy? And we saw that right off the bat, in the Saints game, he had like about 3 pressures. He was just, driving Drew Brees outside the pocket. What is up, Jabari? And, did you know J.J. Watt had never played a full season in his career? I don't know if that's true, Chubbs, bro. We have to check that one out. Yo, what's up, big dog? What is up, Nathan? Everybody, say hi to Nathan in the chat. But super excited, man. I mean, a lot of people are expecting the Houston Texans to be absolutely sorry. A lot of people are expecting us to suck. That's what's up. That's what's good. What's up, Josh? And I understand where they're coming from, but I feel like they forget to realize that we do things different in Houston. With our back against the wall as Houstonians, we fight back. We don't listen to criticism. We ball out whenever we have to. We are a hard blue-collar type people down here in Texas, and we are going to, make people surprised about what we do. And that's why I think this Houston Texans team is going to be different. I think this Houston Texans team has a chance to just absolutely ball out. That's not true. He played all 16 games his first 5 seasons. Cody, if you want to come on the chat, bro, just hit me up. I would love to talk about what went down today with you. Braden said the Houston Texans going 11-5. I thought about that too. I had the Texans going 11-5. Who do you think bring more to the Texans, Cooks or Cobb? And what is up, Chong Fung? They both bring leadership, right? Because Brandon Cooks definitely has that playoff experience. Every team he's been traded to, they've gone to the Super Bowl. But Randall Cobb, I'm excited for both of them. I'm more excited for Brandon Cooks, just because of the things that were said today, and tweets that I will talk about just a little bit later. But I'm very excited for Randall Cobb. His first season in the slot last year had almost 800-plus yards. And not only that, he had 4-plus touchdowns. And I could only see him just eat up. Hi, Laggy. I'm sorry if I'm laggy, boys. We'll get that fixed out. Could they restructure and give us more prime time against if we get AB? I'm pretty sure the Houston Texans, if they do get Antonio, will be flex some games to Sunday Night Football because Antonio Brown is big money. He is a type of player that people are going to watch. And if you put him next to one of the most controversial coaches of the past couple seasons, then it's gonna be fun to watch. What do you think? Okay, thoughts on Jonathan Grenard? Jonathan Grenard has a chance to be in. He has a lot of hype around him. A lot of, led the SEC in sacks, led the SEC in tackles for loss. Somebody who we expect, to come from day one and really try to help this Houston Texans defense. He has the speed that we are looking for. And we were going against great quarterbacks, this season, fast quarterbacks, mobile quarterbacks. We're going to need somebody like, I like John Reed. He's a sleeper pick. Luke Day, yes. I mean, John Reed, if he was taller, he would have been, picked between just 1 and 3. The fact is, he's just a little bit smaller. Louis said the dudes at Texas Unfiltered had a nice debate. What do they talk about? Shout out to Texans Unfiltered. I am Young Arigo, James Wade, Texans Draft, Texans Stars. Patrick Storm is with them. They got a good team there. Feel free to check them out. What rookie has the most potential? The most potential. You would have to think the guy that you drafted right first, Ross Blacklock. But a lot of people are thinking Jonathan Grenard. Jonathan Grenard has been talked about more than Ross Blacklock. Jonathan Grenard is looked at as a clown, as a clowny, but will produce numbers. A lot of people are very, very high on Jonathan Grenard. I myself am more high on Blacklock, but a lot of people are very hype on Jonathan Grenard. Has the lagging stopped, boys? Please let me know. Like I said, I'm trying to get things situated a little bit clearly. But Louis, what did the guys from Texans Unfiltered say? 13 people deep in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going at it. We are going strong. Happy Tuesday night. We are about to get into what transpired, today. I really don't think we should go for AB. I mean, I can see where he's talking about, right? I can see that, like, you don't want to bring the potentialness of a head case to the Houston Texans locker room where like we've seen Brandon Cooks already say that we now have a group of unselfish players. There's always a if with Antonio Brown. If he keeps his head on straight, this could potentially be a steal for the Houston Texans. Braden said, what rookie this year is most likely to be inducted into the Hall of Fame? Well, I'll tell you who is not going to be. It's not going to be Charlie Heck. Let's go with Ross Blacklock, Braden. Let's go with him. You see any more signings? I would like to, but I don't. I do see some. I see some along the defensive line. Because it needs to be beefed up. That's no question about it. The fact that there's going to be little to no preseason and we have rookies like a Gennard, like a Ross Blacklock, we're going to need to bring some people in, whether it's Snacks Harrison or Everson Griffin or Marcel Darius or Marcus Golden, people out there who the Houston Texans could definitely bring in and just go off strong. The linebacker position is stacked, so definitely Blacklock will have a better chance to prove himself. Absolutely agree. Who do you think is our best linebacker of all time? You want to say Brian Cushing, right? But I think that DeMeco Ryans was an absolute monster for the Houston Texans. The younger guys don't really remember DeMeco Ryans, towards the end of his tenure with the Houston Texans. That dude was an absolute monster. And the thing about Brian Cushing is Brian Cushing was juiced up. The dude was clearly on steroids. Do you think Ross Blacklock was drafted to replace J.J. Watt when he retires? I don't think so. Because Blacklock plays a whole nother different position, right? He's on the interior defense side of the ball. It's going to be hard to replace J.J. J.J. Watt, nobody expected him to be this good coming out of Wisconsin. Everybody was like, why did they do that? Why did they not draft Alden Smith? But they took J.J. Watt. Well, it looks like the Houston Texans got it right, and it looks like, it was a good pick. If Will Fuller is fully healthy this year, how many catches, yards, touchdowns do you think he would put up? I did this video 2 days ago, I believe. So if you want to go check it out. I think if he's fully healthy, over 1,200 yards, 5+ touchdowns, and I think about let's go 60 to 75 catches, because he is a home run hitter. I believe in Charles Omenihu. A lot of people have been believing in Charles Omenihu as well. They've been seeing the work that he's being put in with DeMarcus Ware, and and if you see this, he just looks locked in. When you work out with somebody who's he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, DeMarcus Ware is, and you're learning as a rookie. All you're going to get is good habits. All you're going to get is what to do, what not to do as a defensive lineman. You want you want Charles Omenihu just to be an absolute monster. And can you imagine if he does? I think it was a 4th or 5th, maybe a 6th round pick. But if you get Charles Omenihu, man. Yes, I agree with Brian. Was a monster missing playing with us. Brian Cooks was monster. Can we not let Cody on the show till he changes his intro? Louis, the thing about Cody is doing something that no other YouTuber is doing, right? He's having two different teams. He's having the Texans and he's having the Dallas Cowboys. So, props to him. What do you think is the dumbest move besides the D-Hop trade? By that, I mean before the offseason. The dumbest move? Oof. Dumbest move. That's a good one. Probably overpaying Whitney Merciless. We gave him a boatload of money for, I just don't know why. I don't know why he did that. We gave him like just we made it. We paid Whitney. Um, what do you think about Anthony Weaver as a defensive coach? I'm excited for Anthony. Oh, Eric Murray, curse Eric Murray. But I'm excited about Anthony Weaver because it's just a new face. For the past couple of years, we've had the same thing: Bill O'Brien, Roman Cornell, and now we're gonna have somebody who's new, somebody who's young, somebody who's gonna just who said to himself that he wants to be more exotic. And when you have somebody like that, it just motivates you, man. It excites me for the defense. The Baltimore Ravens were, they didn't get a bunch of sacks, but they were like top 5 in like QB pressures because they blitzed 50% of the time. Also, what do you think about Tim Kelly calling plays? I'm excited about Tim Kelly as well, because he's just a brand new face. I've said this before. Like, I feel like Tim Kelly looks at the way this offense is at the moment and says, you know what, I could do so much better. And we've been in situations before, whether it's work, whether we're on a team, like whether it's at school, where we're like we are behind somebody and we see the way they are running it, and we're like, man, if I was in charge, this would be this would be that, this would be this. And I feel like this is Tim Kelly's chance to prove himself, because let's be honest, Tim Kelly does not want to be just an offensive coordinator. Besides Schaub and Watson, who do you think the best QB in franchise history is? Man, y'all gonna hate me, but TJ Yates, man. I mean, when you're a rookie and and you're going into Cincinnati knowing that you have the Houston Texans, who've never been to the playoffs, and you have a chance to not only take the Texans to the playoffs in your first career start, but do it on the road. What is up, Gerardo, bro? Miss you, man. And to do what TJ Yates did, it was very good. TJ Yates surprised me. Honestly, with Mahomes' 10-year contract, how does this affect Watson? It doesn't affect Watson. Deshaun Watson wants a 3-year deal. Everybody is kind of in awe about what Patrick got. I was in awe too, but we all know what happens when quarterbacks get long-term contracts, big-time money. Their teams tend to fade out. We've seen it with Aaron Rodgers. We've seen it with Drew Brees. We've seen it with Matt Ryan. We've seen it with Cam Newton, that they just do not make the playoffs because they are paying so much money to the quarterback that they cannot fill the other position on the team. And you got to think about it. They got one of the best wide receivers in Tyreek Hill. He's about to get paid. You have Travis Kelce, one of the best tight ends in the league, if not the best. He wants to get paid. And then not only that, Chris Jones says he's not going to play unless you get $20 million. But we're going to see how that whole thing plays out. We should try to trade Kiki. Think about Kiki, man. Kiki, man. He's in the doghouse, man. So you can't really say nothing about what's happened, bro. We never moved inactive from the group chat. The group chat is still young, Louis. The group chat is about 4 days old with over 30 people. Guys, if you want to be in our Houston Texans group chat, we're about 45 people deep. Feel free to drop your Twitter below. 28 people deep, man. You think Watson will last for the Texans with all these moves going on? Because he had the same interview. He had the interview his best friends on the team when D-Hop and the Honey Badger. Thoughts? It's tough, right, when you're a young quarterback and you're looking up to great players like a DeAndre Hopkins, like a Tyrann Mathieu, seeing them just leave for whatever reason, but Deshaun Watson knows what kind of player he is. Deshaun Watson knows that he's the future of the Houston Texans. So I don't think he's too mad. I think he wants to be a Houston Texan for as long as he can be for the rest of his career. I'm just super excited before it happens. Best case scenario, what is the Texans record? I said best case, a 12-4. I have them around 10-6, 11-5. Yo, bro, I feel like this is the year, but I feel like O'Brien is going to screw it up. A lot of people are scared about O'Brien, and if you just look at Gerardo's tweets, he goes, footballer 503. Look at his tweets, man. He's on it. He's on it. What's your group chat name? The group chat is 713 Family. I think you're in it, Chandler. We just got to make sure, bro. I don't think Bob will let Watson walk. Watson's not going to walk unless we just absolutely are just horrible. Now, I think we're enough people in to talk about what happened today. DeAndre Hopkins sent out a tweet about, Patrick Mahomes' contract, and it said, 24 reasons why he deserves so much money, 0 doubts. zero doubts that he won't win more Super Bowls. Obviously, he used 24-0, meaning that when the Houston Texans were up 24-0 over the Kansas City Chiefs, that was an obvious shot at the Houston Texans. That was an obvious shot at Bill O'Brien. I myself did not like it just because I'm a Houston Texans fan, and who it is who bashes my team, I'm just gonna be on the defensive. Gotta understand that DeAndre Hopkins was the player for a couple of years when we didn't give him like any quarterbacks whatsoever. You know, that was only for O'Brien, confirmed. You know, we'll see, man. We will see, but you know, that whole playoff loss was on everybody. You know, I've said this before. It is on O'Brien. It is on Cornell. It is on this defense. It is on this offense. It is a whole team's reasons why I think that that we lost that game. And obviously, it was a very shock. Can I make an intro for you? By the way, I've been a fan of yours for a while. Thanks for responding to my questions. GB12 Prod, bro. Hit me up on Twitter, man. You know, I just got this new intro, so I'm gonna keep it for a while. But just show me what you got, man. Show me what you got. I'm be really like looking forward to it. Yeah, but like I said, a lot of people were upset about Hop. We saw one of my friends, Kilo, burned it. I mean, not burn it, but he ripped off the last name of the Hopkins name and threw it away. Clearly, it's a shot at the Houston Texans, and I mean, why not? I mean, if you feel disrespected, and if you feel like more could have been done, why not throw that shot? You're not on the team no more. I personally just don't like it that he was against my team. You know, if I was on any other team and somebody left and then talked smack, I would have talked smack right by them. But apparently a bunch of the Houston Texans did not like that he said that. So that's another topic for another day. Do you think David Johnson will shine? I think David Johnson will shine because his offensive line is going to be absolutely spectacular. Like, I've had faith in this offensive line. Trade Jamal Adams to get Brown here. Talk about a Super Bowl run. Can't screw it up. If it happens, I don't know how you screw it up, but there's always a chance with Mr. Billiam O'Brien. Will Fuller got jacked. Absolutely got jacked. Who do you think is the number one wide receiver right now? Man, dude, I think the number one wide receiver. I mean, you have to say Cooks, right? Since you traded for him, but I think this might be Will Fuller's year. It got me upset because the Vikings got a lot for Diggs, and that is what really irritates me because everybody should be on the trade block except for the quarterback. And when you see, the Vikings get a king's ransom for Stephon Diggs, you're just like, why couldn't we get that for DeAndre Hopkins? Why couldn't we? There had to be a better offer on the table, but apparently nobody even offered a first. I'm sorry, excuse me. For Deshaun Watson, so can we donate to the chat? I'm like, you can, bro, but I don't tell people to because it's your guys' hard-earned money. But if you do, thank you so much for donating for Gerardo. And speaking of Gerardo, guys, if you don't have him on Twitter, y'all gotta check him out. He's one of the most funniest dudes who talks bad about O'Brien. Honestly, some of the times I see his stuff, and it has me cracking up laughing. Y'all go check him out. Gerardo, feel free to drop your Twitter, bro. And, let's keep on going. I mean, and shout out to all the other, Houston Texans content creators like Gerardo is. We have Texans Unfiltered, all of them there. We have JW Football Talk. We have the Lead Houston Sports. We have Texas Talk. We have Patrick Storm. We have a bunch of Houston Texans YouTubers that that they don't do this, but they do this. Do you really think O'Brien is actually pushing for AB after getting rid of D-Hop for too much influence in the locker room? Man, okay, here's the thing. I know that they are talking to Antonio Brown, but not really talking, just keeping tabs. Right? Just trying to be like, hey, where your head's at. Do I think we're going to get Antonio Brown? I am not sure. I don't know. It could happen. It could not happen. That's the thing about Bill O'Brien is he's completely unpredictable. How many yards David Johnson's finna run for? Frank, welcome to the chat. I think he needs to get over 1,000 for this trade to look good. I think over 1,000 because Carlos Hyde was traded for Martinez Rankin and he ran for 1,000. I think he needs to be up there for the 1,000. Did Hyde forget he was part of the game we lost? I guess he doesn't. Like I said, Shannon, I took that, to not, I mean, like kind of to heart because that's my team, regardless who it is, if you talk bad about my team, I'm a clap back, but something that's I'm also excited for this weekend, guys, is UFC 251 Jorge Masvidal against Usman. I'm not sure if you guys watched the UFC, but this is a fight that I am excited for. We have Street Jesus going against Usman, and this is going to be a crazy main event, 5 rounds. I'm not sure if you guys like UFC, but if you guys don't know who Jorge Masvidal is, y'all gotta check him out. Dude is an absolute baller. I'm sorry, about playing UFC. I love fighting. Would you rather have AB or Jamal Adams? Ooh, Jamal Adams. Right out the gate. Jamal Adams changes your defense. He does. Jamal Adams make your defense special. Jamal Adams makes this team a much better team. Antonio Brown is somebody who could make this offense amazing, but you need Jamal Adams. Boxing is better. Man, I just like the kicking game. I like the elbow game. My favorite boxer right now is Deontay Wilder. Until he got just clapped by Tyson Fury. I also like Andy Ruiz just because, he's from Mexico. First ever world heavyweight Mexican champion. You gotta love, he's able to do that until he just got outboxed by Anthony Joshua. I have mixed feelings about this year. We just need to make a name for ourselves. We are inconsistent. I'm tired of ESPN laughing at us. Defense needs to make a name for themselves. And that's the thing, Tony, is that, I'm sorry, is a lot of people are not expecting a lot from the Houston Texans. And they have, whether it's the Astros, whether it's the Rockets, whether it's the Texans, people just don't give us props. They call us cheaters, which we were, but they think just because we cheated, we never get there again. They want to clown James Harden. They want to clown Russell Westbrook. They want to clown this Houston Texans team. It's a Houston thing, man, and the only way to shut those people up is if you win. And the good thing about it is that the Astros, the Rockets, and the Texans are going to win. I'll take Adams over Snacks over AB and Adams. I'll take Adams and Snacks over. Okay, I mean, yeah, of course, man. I mean, if you could build this defense, then I'm all here for it. Everyone's always hating on Houston Texans, and it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like that for a very long time. People are just gonna hate just because to hate. They, and the problem is people don't really know Houston. Well, outside of Houston, the announcers, they're in New York, they're in LA. Sometimes when they talk about the teams, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. But that's just the way it is. Who do you think is going to have a better year? I think Amenahu. You cannot go wrong to say Amenahu. He's been grinding with DeMarcus Ware. Oh, something loud happened downstairs. But how's everybody doing today? I don't think most of the Astros cheated because they won more games away. That's the thing, right? The Houston Astros in 2017 won more away games than regular games. When other teams just swear that you're not cheating, yeah, that's not true. Thank you for the $2, Mr. Gomez. Also, they did not cheat in the playoffs or World Series. Nah, I think they did cheat in the playoffs and World Series. I think they did. Cody, stop it. I know what you're about to say. Why don't you come on the channel and talk about it? Talk about it. Oh, better now that you're streaming. Thank you, Shannon. I was supposed to put a video out today, but couldn't. So I said, you know what? I'd rather stream. I swear this girl is not like person who's pissing me off. If Bob Percy is for a trade, IQ trade Sean Watson and him want for a beating chocolate bar. I mean, yeah. I mean, you can't really. I would prefer 3-4 defense. I would too because you don't know where the other guy's coming from. Rob, I said they only have evidence in the regular season. I mean, yeah, I agree, Rob. But if you were doing in the regular season, what's going to start doing in the playoffs? We know the Yankees were right when the Yankees only scored 5 games. I'm sorry, when they only scored 5 runs in 2 games, but they scored 19 at New York. What's up, Willock? Everyone cheated, but you just gotta go to all the hate. I mean, everybody cheats. I mean, If you don't think people are cheating in baseball, you're absolutely lying. There's a reason why the cameras are right next to the dugouts, except for the Oakland Raiders stadium, right? What happened to the Red Sox for cheating? Absolutely nothing. Do you know who Mr. Mediocre is? I do know who Mr. Mediocre is. He's one of the top YouTubers for this. You know, he's up there with Sox Sports. What happens to Red Sox for cheating? Nothing happened. They got a slap on the wrist. The Yankees have a letter that baseball does not want to be let out for whatever reason, and because people think that it says that they were cheating much more. Just like New England does every year, they just New England cheats. We've known that. They deflate their balls. Robert Kraft is getting a Hummer in the Asian parlor. I don't get why they be throwing shit at the Astros. It happens. A lot of these people act like it was the first time it happened. I'm gonna tell you why, Chubbs, and I'm gonna tell everybody why the Houston Texans got, they got right, because Houston Texans are like 17th, 16th in revenue. The top three, the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Red Sox, they have been getting smacked by the Houston Astros. And people don't like that. People don't like when players like Jose Altuve, players like Carlos Correa, like Yuri Gurriel, like George Springer shine. They want the Yankees. They want the New Yorks. They want the L.A., Boston. Boston's been a franchise for over 100 years. Each team has only been, together for 100 years. And yet, this team from Houston who hasn't won has just been beating everybody because the Houston Astros did it the right way. They sucked for 4 years. They absolutely sucked. I got us going 13-2. Maybe I'm just a fan, but if we can win the first two games, people will leave that we ain't playing. Astros still got all their core. I mean, of course, I have us going 11-5. The Houston Texans will be good for a very, very long time, along with Deshaun Watson is under center. Astros still got all their core players, so there shouldn't be a reason why we won't make it to the World Series again. We're gonna win, man. We're gonna win. But guys, this has been a fun stream. I'm gonna go to bed. I love you guys as always. Go Rockets, go Texans, go Astros. You guys have a blessed day.